I'll share my world with you.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diamond Alexis. In this video, as you can see by the title, we will be doing a get ready with me and my new Sephora pickups. My name is Diamond Alexis. I make beauty content, nursing content, and vlogs. So if that is something you will be interested in, don't forget to click that subscribe button and make sure you like, okay? This is gonna be a chit chat, get ready with me, because I am a new grad nurse. I will be answering some questions that I have been getting a lot on Instagram and TikTok. So let's get straight into the video. So as you can see, I got my Sephora bag. It's really not that much stuff in here for makeup. It was more so like body care stuff. But what I will be trying in the video is Nars foundation and concealer. I'm going to be using the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation, and I'm going to be using the Radiant Creamy Concealer. This shade is Baleem, which is medium deep 3.6, and this shade is Walnut, which is medium deep 2.6. And yeah, that's pretty much the new products that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to go back to my old faithfuls, but I will be talking through this video about the makeup products as well as the questions that I've been getting asked. So don't worry, you will get put on game about makeup. It's just I want to update my people. Okay, so I wanted to pretty much hit on saying hello to 2024. My goals for 2024, starting my residency. I recapped the 3 days of this week that you will be seeing this video in my vlog. I will link the vlog in the iCard. And then I wanted to hit on my main goals for the residency and how am I feeling, what is it like. Those are a lot of the questions that I get. So I'm gonna start with saying hello to 2024. Hi, hey girl, I mean, like, you have been the best year so far, like in adulthood, because adulthood been pop pop pop, it been getting me. But all of the blessings and the lessons that I've received this year have been very much so amazing, and I'm just happy to basically be here walking in my purpose that I fought so hard for. My goals for 2024, because I need to make sure I stay on track. My goals for 2024, I pretty much have like a what's it called? So instead of doing a vision board on YouTube, I did one virtually. My next year, I'm gonna fill y'all in. I'll just clip it in the video, but basically it puts all of my goals on there. So for primer, I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip primer. Y'all, this is one of my favorite primers. So some of my goals are, I want to reach 10K by the end of 2024. I know that's very steep, that's very like, girl, you reaching, but I'm finna try it, because why not? Like, I feel like I have a lot of commitment and I have really good consistency, so I think that it is very achievable. I do want to get monetized at some point, but right now I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying making these videos. I'm enjoying like what YouTube brings me and gives me without payment. I'm enjoying, like, I'm doing a video about how YouTube changed my life, so I'm not even gonna get into detail about that. Another goal is I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse, and I got that. I got hired and all that good stuff, and I'm starting out and doing pretty well in my residency. And then another goal, they're literally all on there, is to be more fit. I want to dance, I want to work out, and I've been doing that. So a lot of these things on my vision board, they're not just there to say these are things that I want to do in the future. Like, the purpose of a vision board is, this is what I'm going to be doing now. Be in the process of doing these things as well as making them a routine, and that's what I've been doing. So I just pretty much want to keep up with that. One of my fitness goals is to run 4 miles a day, or most of the week whenever I work out. So maybe 3 to 4 days out of the week. My goal is to lose weight and tone up. So I want to like cut down and then I want to tone up. That's my biggest goal with the whole 4 miles thing. So far I've been reaching 2 to 3 miles, which 2 miles is kind of like my norm. If I want to run or work out, my norm is like 2 miles, but I'm trying to get to 4. So I'm using the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and this is like a brown shade. They really don't have names for if they do, I'll put it in a video, but I don't really be seeing the names of these. I just see the color of the strip. So I really feel like I just want to be the best me I could be in 2024. Honestly, I want to spend more time with my family. I want to build better relationships with my friends. I kind of do want more friends because I want to do more stuff. I want to live the best life I can in my 20s. I want to have fun. I don't want to but I want to have an equal balance. Like, I don't want to just strictly always be, you know, going out and having fun. I want to get business done as well. I know you see on there it's get married. I don't know if I think I meant by that like would be start the process and the work of being a wife. I already feel like I have wife qualities. It's just the right person gotta receive it. I'm young, you know, it's really no rush, but I do sometimes feel I feel like if I love this person and you know, we've been together for a very, very long time, it's like, why are you getting qualities that are obviously showing that we want each other for a long time, really forever, so, or as long as we on this earth. So it's kind of like, why would we not, you know? But I think I need to mature a little bit more. I know for a fact I need to mature a little bit more because I got some bratty ways, very bratty. But this is the Brush Stroke 24-hour liner in Brush Black. This is from MAC, and I love to make pencil strokes, eyebrow stroke lines in my eyebrows because it makes it look more like, I don't know, I just like the way it looks. I just do light flicks and then I brush them out if they get too dark. But yeah, so I feel like I have a lot of maturing to do because I'm very bratty. I have anger issues, but we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, so that's pretty much a lot of my goals. Like, I want to stop cussing. I want to be a better me. I want to stop resorting to anger so quickly or irritation. Like, girl, it is okay. Like, I feel like that's kind of more my problem. Like, I get irritated and I don't know how to express my irritation in a healthy and mature way. I'm gonna just say that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. That type of stuff gets toxic when you cannot use your words. You go to ignorance, and that's what I do. Honestly, I be getting ignorant and I need to stop doing that. That is not okay. As concealer for my under eye, I'm gonna be using the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. It's in the shade Medium Dark 2 Caramel. So this is how she looks. Very, very nice and creamy. Let me see some more questions. Let's talk about starting my residency. So when starting my residency, it was very fun, but I was also nervous because I'm like, I hope they don't have very high expectations of us, because I'm not gonna lie, when stuff is new to me, I don't know nothing.
What the hell is... Ooh, y'all are really testing me on some stuff that I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing.
You gotta show me, you gotta tell me. I don't know nothing, because my anxiety just be like, I don't know what to do. I could know everything, but once my nerves kick in, I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. So I was just like, I just hope it's not gonna be a bunch of more tests. Like, I feel like I had nursing school's trauma, because I was just like, oh my gosh, are we gonna be getting tested all the time? Is this test gonna mess with my license? Like, I just thought it was gonna be so much more than just simply the NCLEX. I was just thinking it's just gonna be a bunch of stuff, a bunch of responsibilities, when in reality it was more so like, oh, we're gonna introduce you to a lot of things. It's a lot of things for you to learn. It's basically like going back to school, but specifically for nursing. So starting my residency has been very much so showing me and exposing to me how blessed I really am, and I really do enjoy it. I can't talk while doing my brows, so I will be right back. Okay, so I have the concealer on. Now I'm gonna take a blending brush. This is a Morphe blending brush. It doesn't have like a title on it, plus it's pretty old. It doesn't have a name on it, and I'm just gonna blend this out. So to continue with the residency, so I think this is my first or my second day, 3 days back to back, and I liked it. I mean, I'm getting in the routine of doing, I've already done 12s before as a nurse tech, but I'm getting into the routine of doing the 12s as a nurse, and I'm kind of seeing how draining it is, although it is a lot different from med surg, because we don't really have like a lot of patients. Like, we don't have a heavy patient load. Like, one patient is a lot as it is. So I feel like, because we have to do like a lot of documenting, a lot of charting, a lot of turning the patient, a lot of watching, because it's already like you have 2 patients, you know what I'm saying? It's like but the other patient can't talk because it's the mom and the baby. Oh shoot, I'm blending. See, this is why I need to pay attention. But yeah, it's already like having 2 patients, but it's harder because the other patient can't talk. So you have to use your knowledge of reading strips to learn what the other patient is telling you, basically. So that's what I'm learning. Like, it's a lot of paying attention. It's definitely a lot of brain work. And I like it because I actually am interested in the strips and fetal monitoring, because it I don't know, it's kind of like when you do like a crossword puzzle or something that engages your brain. It makes you have to think. I think that's what I enjoy about fetal monitoring, but I need to get it down because I be thinking I'm good and I'm really not. But I'm gonna use the True Complexion contour palette by Black Radiance. I'm gonna use these 2 shades in here, not the shimmery one too, and I'm gonna do like a nice brown eye. Morphe M441 brush. I am going to start with the darkest shade and then use this as a transition shade to kind of like disperse it and make it not as deep. But yeah, so I feel like it's a lot of like engaging my brain, so I'm enjoying that aspect of it, and it's really fun learning how to interpret waveforms. I don't even think that's what it's called, but like electricity. Yeah, like electricity forms or whatever. What is it called? Like electrical activity. It's really, is that what an ultrasound does? I don't know. I'm gonna have to just put it on a thing, but I just imagine that's what it is, because we're listening to heart rates and contractions and stuff. So, well, not listening to contractions, we're looking at it on the screen, looking at the contractions. So I'm learning that certain parts of the, like, okay, so let's say for instance, I'm gonna put the clip in the video. So say that a patient is pregnant and she's throwing up. The waveform, well, vomiting. Let me be a little bit more professional. Well, no, this is my channel. Y'all gonna get the real me. Vomiting, throwing up, whatever. The waveforms will look like staticky. And so when I was looking at the strip and learning this, I was like, oh, it tells it, because I'm thinking it can only tell you one thing. No, it tells you exactly what's going on. You just gotta know how to read it. So now I'm going in with the lighter brown shade, the scope one, and I'm gonna take it at the top and I'm gonna tap first, and then I'm gonna like disperse it and blend it out. So yeah, so I was like, that's interesting. I like that. I think if the baby is sleeping, you can tell because you will get minimum activity, stuff like that. It's just so interesting to see all of this stuff being read on a strip. Another thing about the residency is the type of people and the type of floor that I'm on. A lot of them, they have good teamwork, and I noticed when I was a freaking nurse tech, when I would go float on these units, oh my gosh, you learn so much about what you do and don't like. And sometimes if a floor didn't have teamwork, I wouldn't want to go back, because it's not that I don't know how to work alone. I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to work alone, because you can't have that job if you don't know how to work alone. Somebody gonna feel because it's a team effort. Somebody gonna feel that somebody's slacking, and it ain't me. But so I wouldn't want to come back, because I'm like, y'all have no teamwork. Like, everything is kind of like individualized. And when you ask somebody, like, I understand that you have a lot to do, Bookie, but this is a team. If you want me to help you, we gotta help each other out. So that's one thing that I learned. I was like, when I become a nurse, I've always been told, and this is not me just saying it, I've always been told that I'm a good nurse tech. So I knew that I was gonna be at least at the top of the list of good nurses. I just knew, because the way that people just act, like the stuff that I used to do, I used to feel like it was so bare minimum, and they used to tell me like, no, you're doing really good, like you're doing a lot. Kind of like saying you're doing a lot, like a lot of nurse techs don't do this, a lot of CNAs don't do this, you're doing a lot. And it was like, because I want to learn a lot, that's why. When it got to a point where I had to be a nurse, I just was very attentive. I'm finna keep being how I am. And so it's like, when stuff is on the floor, I'm not finna sit there and be like, oh, I'm not finna pick that up. No, as a nurse tech, I used to pick up stuff off the floor, a safe environment. I'm not finna trip over nothing, in my patient not finna trip over nothing, like stuff like that. Like seeing a dirty room, I'm gonna clean it up. Like, people love this. I used to hear some nurse techs or CNAs be like,
that's what the custodial service for. That's what the trash people for.
What, I forgot what they call it. And I used to be like, if I see something dirty, I'm picking it up. I don't care whose job it is. It has been times where the trash got too full and the custodial service took too long. I picked it up and took it myself. This is still, my work environment. Like, I don't know. So here's the Nars concealer that, I mean the Nars foundation that I'm so excited to try. On the box, it tells you right when opening it to shake well. Sorry, I don't know what happened with my box, but child, I don't know. So this is how it looks. She looks so beautiful, a nice brown caramel color, and it, oh my gosh, I just love the packaging. I love the soft matte top that this brand has. This is my first time trying the Nars foundation, so I'm excited. Let's get into it. So this is a pull cap. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already wear Nars. I'm gonna act like it's new to me. I'm going to use my favorite brush, one of my favorite brushes. This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm just gonna buff this into my face. Remember, I used the primer. It was the Milk Hydro Grip. We're gonna see how this looks. I like it to be 1 to 2 shades deeper than me. So, because when I like to highlight like, you're gonna tell I got some makeup on. And as you can see, it's really blending in really well with my cheek, and I only put a little bit, with my chest, and I only put a little bit on. So let's get back into the Residency. So I'm learning a lot of things as well. Like, I like that the doctors on my floor, they include me even though I'm new. Like, they still talk to me like I know what they're talking about. Because sometimes when they be using these nursing terms, medical terms, I be like, I know I went to school, but some of this stuff, because when you have to individualize it to one specialty, I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm not a pro at this specialty yet, but I will. Period. I'm gonna do 2 more because I'm building it up, because this is a new foundation. I don't know how much I would need to use. I know with my other, like, I have a baseline for everything else, and I'm trying to figure out what's the baseline for this foundation. I do love the coverage that it gives, and it's so easy to blend. I know I can compare this to Fenty. Fenty is like faster drying, so you can't put a bunch of streaky lines all over your face and come back and blend it. Oh, is my brush shedding? It is. You cannot put a bunch of lines and come back and think, oh, this is gonna blend out well, because it has already dried down. Oh my gosh, it is very, oh, maybe I need a new brush. Yeah, because as I pull, they're coming out. Okay, I'm gonna just use a different brush. Another e.l.f. blending another e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush is what I'm gonna use, just one that ain't messed up. I'm actually gonna throw this away. Trash. Okay, so dang, what was I talking about, y'all? Shoot. Oh, I like how it completely took over that concealer. What was I talking about? So far so good. That's all I can say. I did request to get day shift, although I was hired for night shift, because I don't work night shift. I didn't even think about the fact. I knew as a new grad nurse you have to technically work night shift, but I don't want to. I don't wanna. So I like the glow that it's giving me. I really like it. All right, the next set of questions. I need to do this face. I'm talking too much. But main goals for the residency. Whoa, main goals for the residency. Okay, so let's use this walnut concealer by Nars. This is a nice creamy shade as well. I feel like this will be a nice concealer for when I want to do a no makeup look, because as you can see, like, it's a shade or two lighter, but it's not like a highlighter like how I like to have a bright. It's not like a brightener. It could be for a shade that's it could be for someone whose skin tone is deeper than mine, more chocolate, more deeper. I'm brown skin, so this works well for highlighting, not brightening. So I'm gonna go over my nose too. I mean over my lip. I'm gonna put it on my chin. It's very, when I say creamy, this concealer is creamy. And I'm just gonna do it like how I normally do my makeup. I'm not gonna do anything different. I just want to see how these products work. Of course, I'm not taking this back. Once it touch my face, y'all not getting this back. I'm gonna keep it. I don't even care if it's not my shade. I will use it for something else, or I will give it to a family member or a friend. I'm gonna use my favorite brush to blend this out. I know I keep saying my favorite. This is the setting brush by Real Techniques. It's in 402. I'm gonna start off with my chin. So main goals, and I'm gonna blend this out. I like to blend out my chin first because I don't like this to get too much pigment on it, because it's a chin. We not giving sharp chin. We not giving Natalie none. But yeah, so I'm gonna blend that out, and then I'm gonna get my nose, yeah, and blend out. I really should not be doing this. I have a big forehead. I should not be doing this, but it just looks so good. But yeah, so my main goals for the residency is to, of course I'm gonna learn a lot, but I just really hope that the way that I learn is great to protect my license, as well as care for the people that I have under my responsibility. Like, I want to be very attentive. I don't want to be, I'm blending out the edges first. I like doing that. I feel like it makes it more of a blended, how do I describe it? It makes it look more blended versus choppy, and you can see the difference, you know. So but what I'm trying to say, and I'm gonna cut this eye, what I'm trying to say is that, and what I mean, sorry, because I keep going back and forth, I mean that I'm gonna cut the eyeshadow. I don't want it to blend over into my concealer. I'm going to cut it cleaned up. That is a hard question because I really don't know right now. What I'm learning, I hope that it protects me in the future as well as the patient. Like I said, when interpreting the strips, I want to catch it, because some things on the strip can be subtle. Everybody is unique, everybody is different. So that's what I'm trying to say. The stuff that I'm learning, I hope that the way that I interpret it, I can catch it, even if the stuff, because some stuff that I'm learning is obvious, you can obviously see it. But what about those patients where they're so unique where you won't notice it until you go back and look harder? You know, I want to be able to catch it first, you know. Another goal is that I take everything down in a pace that they gave it to me. So if they say 18 weeks for this residency of this portion, 2 weeks in the OR, 2 weeks at OBI, triage, stuff like that. If they say this is the time frame that we have for you, I want to meet that time frame. I don't want to have to say, oh, can I get an extension, because I don't really think I got that down. Or can I get an extension because my preceptor wasn't the best? Or can I get an extension because I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing? You know, I don't want to have to do that. I want to do it at the pace that was suggested for us, as well as already laid out before me. So yeah, I love the way this blends out. It blends out very beautifully. It's like a nice highlight. It's very natural to me, like a makeup natural, not like a natural, like makeup natural. I am going to lighten this up with Nars Light 2.8. It's the same type of concealer, just a lighter shade. Like it's a bunch of shades lighter, but I love it to brighten. I think that's really my only goal, like to catch all signs of things from unique patients, be attentive, finish in the time frame that they gave for us. If I'm looking, it's because it's a mirror. I should have said that in the beginning, but yeah. So I'm gonna let this dry down a little bit because I literally strictly only want it to be right here. So let's let this dry down. Turn my fan on. Another goal of mine is to continue to learn how to work without getting tired, or learn how to communicate with different people who may not be as like uppity and bubbly and happy as I am. I want to learn how to work with the people. Not to say that those type of people are on my unit right now, because it's not. They're not. Thank God that I know of right now. But if those type of people come around, I want to learn how to work around that. Ooh, this is beautiful. Now you see how lifted it looks. But yeah, so I want to learn that, and then my goal is to get through the day without messing up something. Or like, say when I said that earlier in the video, I was like, my preceptor looks over my work, and I would have thought that I like completely ate it up, and she'll be like, no, you gotta, she don't be mean like that, but she be like, no, this isn't, like, she'll correct me, right? So I want to get, not that everything I'm gonna do is perfect, but I do want to get to a point where it's like, okay, I have minimal mistakes that I made to none, you know? So that's a goal. My powder, I'm going to be using the One Size translucent powder. I love this powder so much because it is a very good lightweight powder. Like, oh my gosh, it is amazing. And I love how airy it is, and like when you put this on your face, it instantly sets. Like, I know, duh, it's a setting powder, but the way this thing be setting, it be setting my life up. It be setting my life together, okay? So I'm just gonna take a little bit off the top. I'm gonna use that same brush that I used to blend out the concealer, which is the Real Techniques 402 brush, and I'm gonna just tap this into place and just watch the magic happen. I love makeup so much. Woo! Y'all, my off days, y'all gonna be seeing, if the Lord say the same, makeup videos. I love makeup. This is really like a word test. I want to see what do I like and don't like about these new products. So yeah. And then I don't like to set my powder. I like to blend it in. You see how buttery smooth my skin look right now compared to this shiny part? But yeah. So the next question is, how am I feeling about the Residency? I'll be real with y'all. Folks. On this tube, I'm tired. I am tired. I'm not gonna lie. It's okay. I don't know what I thought a Residency was. I don't know what I thought it was, but I think Residency equals tired, because say my preceptor works 3 days out the week or 4 or whatever, I don't be feeling the off days because I be having class times. So although I'm following her schedule, I still have to go to class. I still have conferences. So I'll probably get a good 1 to 2 days off. This was the first week where I had 3 days off, but I still had a meeting to go to yesterday morning. And it was like for an hour. It was like a unit meeting. But like I said, them off days still be having work in it. So yeah, and then the modules, that's another goal, to go back to the past question. Finish all the modules in time by April, because Bookie, when I say I have touched them 2 days ago, but before that I hadn't touched the modules because I was so busy trying to learn stuff on the flow, like one thing at a time. But oh my gosh, this looks so good. But so yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm just a little bit tired. I'm really happy. I'm excited. I feel so blessed because I'm just like, God, like, thank you so much. Like, I'm happy to be there. And I try not to be too happy on the unit because I don't want anyone to, well, not anyone, like the other nurses. I don't want the people that are over me to think that I'm playing too much. Like, I definitely don't want that to happen, but I don't think nobody would think that. I'm gonna take the Morphe Luminous setting spray and just kind of like get these powders down. So this is how we looking so far. I need to contour, so I'm gonna use the True Complexion cream contour palette. This is kind of like the other one that I showed y'all that was powder, but it's just cream. So this is what I'm going to use on my nose, and I'm going to use this on my cheeks, and this is going to go in the middle of my face on my nose. So I don't want nothing too dark, nothing too deep. And you see how it gives me a subtle, it's not too much going on. That's what I like. And then now we're going to go in with this. I might blend this out immediately because it seems like it dries down fast. I'm gonna work with just that one little line. Okay, so to add to how I'm feeling about the residency, I feel like I was saying earlier, I do feel good. I just know it's like a lot of stuff to learn, so sometimes it can get overwhelming, and I'm just trying to work through all the learning. And then, you know, sometimes my preceptor isn't available and I have to like partner with somebody else and like learning different things from different people. I'm the type of person where I don't like a lot of like, I do it this way and I do it that way, because I'm new. So I would just prefer for people to just teach me the way that it was taught, like to them when they first started, like, and it could have been taught to them that way, like, oh, I do it this way. I want you to teach me the way it's supposed to be done, and then when I get on the floor and I find a quicker modified way or whatever the case may be, but still safe, then okay. But ooh, I was not supposed to do that, but okay. I'm just going in and giving it a little bit more deeper, because I need this to last tonight. But so I would just prefer, it's kind of like when those people teach you stuff, they be like, now I do it like this, but you're supposed to do it like this, so I'm gonna teach you the way you're supposed to do it, but this is the way I'm doing it. Like, show me the way it's supposed to be first, and then be like, oh yeah, but I do it this way. Cool, you know. But I just don't like getting confused sometimes. I think that's what it is. That's why I would prefer to only have one person. I know some people be like, oh, I want to see different people do it, blah 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 blah. I like having multiple preceptors. Girl, do you. Me, as minimal as possible, because I don't want to start to get confused, you know. But I do like seeing how different people do things, because once I see that, I'll be like, oh, like, okay, so like, let me give you an example. So remember I said that one of those days my preceptor was off, so I had to be with someone else, and she taught me this thing with the magnesium pump. There's on a regular IV bag, there's a small vial like this, and you squeeze that, and that's gonna help the drip, like the flow rate. It's a bigger one for magnesium. It's about this big, clear, see-through, you can see it. Goes up to 150 milliliters. So she said that some people just let it run until the bag empties, but what she likes to do, fill it up to 150, close the clamp. When it's done with the 150, refill it again by by unclamping it and letting the solution come down and fill up the tank again. So I said, oh, I like that way. And the reason why she does it like that is that it helps her figure, like, say someone wants to get magnesium overload, she would know how much they would have gotten. But if you just letting the bag run, you won't know. So, or it would take a lot more work, I guess. But when she said that, I said that's something I would do. Like, I would want to know how much is going in, plus it'll help you know when you need to refill that bag. So I'm just gonna blend over everything with my foundation brush, just make sure everything is seamless. And yeah, Okay, so I blended out my nose. Now I'm going to spray again, and then we're going to get into blush. For my blush, I'm going to be using the Warriors 2 palette by Juvia's Place. I love to use the pink shade a lot, but I think I'm going to use pink and orange to blend it out. Maybe even a little bit of that to kind of deepen my contour, but we're going to see. To do this, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. blending brush that I use for my contour. Ooh, wait. So the shades are Dora, Zama, and Jamada. I don't even know if that's how you say it. It looks so good. Like, I like that. I always thought that would be a little bit too deep for my skin tone, and I might just look a little bit snatched, but I like it. Oh my gosh, wait. But this is the One Size Powder in medium dark too. I'm just gonna use this to kind of open this space up because I went in too far. Okay, looking sculpted. Even though this is an eyeshadow palette, I love how lightweight this can be used and buildable for anything, baby. Anything. And I like to use it for blush and eyeshadow, but mostly blush because it be looking good. I'm gonna blend these two together. This is the sculpt and this is the contour, and I'm gonna just tap it. I use this to like dust it off. I like to use that. And I'm gonna pat it in because when you start rubbing, I feel like it literally rubs the product off. So this is How Many Carats by Fenty Beauty. This is the Diamond Balm. This is so beautiful. I love to use this to give me some highlight. It is the most beautiful highlight ever. Like, if you can just, my hands might be a little bit dry, but look at that. Like, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. So I'm just gonna do the same thing to my cheek. But yeah, so the last question before we finish this phase, what is the residency like? I kind of explained that in the question before, which was like, how do I feel? The residency is very educational. You meet a lot of new people. You learn about policies. You basically learn how to work in your specialty. You meet a lot of important people. You meet a lot of people that you will work with. I get a lot of patient experience. It's like, okay, this is the best way to put it. It's like being a nursing student that can actually do everything that the nurse does. Like, it's like you're shadowing a actual nurse and you're a nurse too, but instead of you doing everything as a nurse, you have to have somebody like watching over everything that you do. So just imagine you as a nursing student right now, but you get to you got like a little bit more freedom, but everything you do got to get checked over by somebody else, but you can do a lot more than versus being just a regular student. But this is the MAC Gold Deposit. I'm going to use this just strictly for my nose because I like to enhance the pointiness. I want more pointiness. Yeah, it's pretty much what it's like. It's like school. Like, you going back to school, you're doing more, and it's like very informative. A lot of information that you really do need to be going back home and studying, because when I started slacking on studying, or it ain't even studying, refreshing. When I started slacking on refreshing, you could tell because I would not be interpreting them strips right. I'm gonna be using the Chestnut pencil from MAC. It's a brown shade. I'm gonna line my lips real quick. Okay, now that my lips are lined, I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint and Unbutton. This is a beautiful nude shade. I like to give it a little shaky shake. Look at that contour. And then I just dab a little bit in the middle, and then I blend it by smacking my lips together. I don't smear it. I like to just tap. If I see gaps, I'll dot it. This product is so good. It literally feels like a really light paint, and it's thin and it's buildable. You see I kind of messed up right there. I'll take a brush and just tap it, and then it goes away. I like to blend my lips with brushes sometimes anyway because it gives it more of an ombre. Cute. I'm not going to keep it dry. I love gloss. So I'm going to use the MAC Cream Sheen Gloss in the shade Boy Bait. This is a sheer lip gloss, so I just brush it over and it blends right with that Fenty. You see that? Woo! Let me put some mascara on, girl. Then we're gonna come back. This is the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. Like I say, this is really a wow because it's really, really good. But yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna just get it together. Okay, so I used 2 mascaras for my eyes. I used the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow and the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. So this is a travel size too. I really love this lip combo. I'm not going to do any lashes because I'm gonna save that for tonight. I want to just rock out. I want to rock out daytime glam with like subtleness, even though my face is not really the most subtle. It's giving glam, but it's okay. I am gonna go in, like I told y'all, this is a very versatile palette. I'm gonna use Zaz Z-A-Z, and I'm just gonna tap off a little bit and just give me some glow right there. Not too much. You see how it kind of went too far in? Yeah, like I literally wanted to just highlight the peak of my eye. Yes. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm in love with myself. Yeah. Okay, so this is the finalized look. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna pull this bad boy out. This is my favorite. And it says waterproof on the packaging. One size. I was ready. Whew. 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 It actually feels wet this time. It used to just feel like air, but it kind of feels like a light wetness. So this is the finalized look. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions about nursing and residency information. Let me know if you have any beauty questions, because you know your girl love beauty. This face looks absolutely amazing, so I'll model the face for y'all, and then I will see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for listening to me ramble about life updates. So I'll see y'all in the next video.